Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Yetta Kiri. I am a US Army spouse, a personal trainer, and I will be doing videos on fitness, US Army spouse life in Germany. Make sure you follow me along on Instagram at Yetta Kiri. Hit that like button there, the subscribe button right there, and the little notification bell as well. So today I want to do a little sit down talk video on our love story because it's Valentine's Day soon and we're also tomorrow we're going to be married 3 months. And so I want to do a little video on that. So how did we meet? We met on Tinder. Now I was in Ireland at the time and Jacob was in Germany. But one of the people I matched with was Jacob. Earl's just being very whingy because she hasn't been out on a big walk. But we will go on a big walk with Luna. Do you want to go on a big walk with Luna? You just have to wait a little bit. So yeah, we matched, and I'm going to say probably August was the first time we video chatted. And it was great. Like, we video chatted for probably 2 hours at least. We had a great time talking to one another. But time difference was a bit of an issue. So I worked late shifts in a gym as a receptionist, and I would finish work, or we would close at 10, which would usually mean I wouldn't be out of work until 10:15, 10:30. That makes it 11:30 here. But by the time I got home, it would be close to 11, which would make it midnight in Germany. So Jacob would need to stay up to talk to me. Which, you know, he was always like, I'll stay up, it's no problem. But I didn't want to be like, oh yeah, stay up for me. You know, like, I just didn't want to, I didn't want to be a burden, I guess. And he will remind me of this all the time because he's always like, I told you I'll still stay up for you. I told you, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, anyway, we started video chatting more and more. And then we started video chatting every single night. He would stay up for me every single night. And we would video chat for hours. And yeah, I knew from then, like, I just knew this guy was special. And we just have so much in common. And I'm sorry, I'm going to have to take a little break here because my dog is whinging like crazy. So bear with me. Bear with me. Okay, guys, I'm back. I gave him a chew to chew on. So if you hear him in the background, that's what he's doing. But yeah, hopefully he won't be running around whinging because he doesn't understand that we're going to go for a walk with his best friend Luna in a couple minutes. But yes, so we talked every day. We had so much in common. And I was falling for this guy that I had never met, which is, absolutely crazy. But yeah, I was falling for him. Now COVID didn't help the situation. So I couldn't travel to Germany without having to quarantine. He couldn't travel to Ireland without having to quarantine. So sometime in September, late September, Germany was put on Ireland's green list. So I could travel to Germany without having to quarantine on the way back. And I could travel to Germany from Ireland, no problem. But I couldn't travel back from Germany to Ireland without having to quarantine prior to Germany being on Ireland's green list. So it went on Ireland's green list, and I said to my manager, I was like, I'm going to Germany. I'm going now. And a week later I was on a plane. So I flew into Stuttgart, drove up to Dublin from Cork, about a 3-hour drive, flew into Stuttgart, actually flew to Amsterdam, had to wait in Amsterdam for 4 or 5 hours, I think, and then flew to Stuttgart. There wasn't a lot of flights because of COVID. A lot of flights got canceled, so there wasn't a lot of options for me to fly. Honestly, those 5 hours in Amsterdam were the longest 5 hours of my life. I was so nervous. I just wanted to get there to be with him. So, yeah, I finally got to Stuttgart. He picked me up, and unfortunately, obviously, masks have to be worn in the airport, so we couldn't even, kiss or smile at each other really because we had the masks on. So as soon as we got out of the airport, we had to take them off, but we didn't actually kiss right then. Our first kiss was very, very awkward. We'll get to that bit. But so we drove to the hotel that we stayed in for the night in Stuttgart, or near Stuttgart. And in the car park, like he kind of turned towards me and kind of leaned towards me, but he was about to say something, but I thought he was going to kiss me. So I went for a kiss and we just kind of like collided. So our first kiss was super awkward. And yeah, just realized my plate's in the picture. Yeah, our first kiss was super awkward, but then we went up to the hotel and, we made up for it. We made up for that first awkward kiss. So from there, we went to Garmisch, which is in the mountains. I had never been to the German Alps, so it was super exciting for me. We stayed in a beautiful Airbnb. If I can find it, I'll link it down below. And yeah, so we spent, I think, 3 nights there, and we went up onto the Zugspitze, which is the highest mountain in Germany. That was amazing. And we were on top of the mountain, and we both wanted to say I love you. We really did. But both of us were so scared that the other one wasn't going to say it back that we didn't. So that night we were like kind of lying on the bed and stuff, talking. And I just said that I'm falling in love with him. Or that I am quite in love with him or something like that. And he said, well, what if I tell you that I love you? And I said, well, I'd tell you that I love you too. So yeah, it was after, I think that was probably the second night, I'd say, in Garmisch. So we had known each other in person for 2 days, but we just knew, like, I don't know, I can't explain it, but we just knew. And yeah, so we spent a couple days in Garmisch, and then we went to kind of between Erlangen and Regensburg. We stayed in a lovely Airbnb. Again, if I can find it, I'll link it down below. And it was kind of in the country. There was always a woman walking her horse past our window every day. It was really cute. The reason we stayed there is that I was training for a competition, so I needed a gym that had a log and an axle bar for me to train with. So I found a gym in Erlangen that has some strongman equipment. Wellway Sports, again, I'll link them down below. If you're interested in strongman training, can highly recommend. And so we trained there, and I also wanted to be kind of near my cousin's house because I really wanted to go see him and his wife and their kids because I had never met their youngest daughter. So Jacob came and met my cousin, his wife, and their 2 babies. And also it was near Post for Jacob, so he could kind of drive me around, show me around Post a little bit. So we did that, and then we drove up to meet my family. So within a week of knowing each other in person, Jacob met my mom, he met my grandmother, he was gonna meet my brother and his partner, but his partner had a client that got diagnosed with COVID right the day before we were supposed to meet them. So, she had to message me and say, look, we have to quarantine and we can't meet you. So that was very unfortunate. But yeah, so he met my mom and her husband and my grandmother, my cousin. Actually, he met my other cousin and his wife and their daughter as well, because I hadn't seen their baby either. So yeah, it was a great family trip, and he got to see Hamburg, which is great because that's the city I'm from. So then we drove back south, and I can't actually remember. I think I flew out of Düsseldorf. Again, we stayed in a beautiful Airbnb, which probably would be way nicer in summertime. Again, if I find it, I'll link it down below. And I flew out of Düsseldorf back to Dublin. Actually, again, I think I flew Amsterdam, Dublin. And by that time, Germany had gone off Ireland's green list. So I wasn't allowed to work for 2 weeks. So, yeah, I had to be unpaid for 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, Ireland went back into lockdown anyway. So we had decided we were going to get married in Denmark. And we had everything set. We had a date set, the 31st of October. We went through an agency, which again, I will link down below. They were super helpful. And we had paid them and all. And then Jacob got the news that he wasn't allowed out of Germany anymore. And then I think the next day or the day after, Denmark also shut their borders to Germany. So that plan fell through. Now, the agency was super helpful, and I can highly recommend them if you're looking at getting married in Denmark. Why Denmark? So Denmark is kind of like the Las Vegas of Europe. It is easy to get married there. However, one of you, no, I think both of you have to either be European citizens or have to have legal rights to live in Europe permanently. So because we both had that, we were fine to get married there. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. So we were kind of like, what's our options? And I had heard of kind of online marriages, but I didn't know how legit they were. And so we looked up kind of online marriages and stuff, and we came across proxy marriage, which I will link a video down below as well, on proxy marriage that I filmed and how that works. So in the state of Montana, if one or both of you are in the military, you can get married double proxy. So neither of you has to be present to get married. So you don't even have to be in the same place to get married, which was handy because I was still in Ireland. Jacob was in Germany. And getting married in Germany is a lot more complicated. You need a lot of paperwork. I didn't have half of it. I would need to go to Hamburg to get it. Like, it was just going to be too complicated. And this was super easy. So again, check out that video if you're interested in more information on how that worked. But yeah, so we went through that process with a Big Sky event. I'll link them down below. Again, can highly recommend them. And we got married on November 10th. So we woke up to an email from April at a Big Sky event saying, congratulations, you're married. So Jacob woke me up with, good morning, Mrs. Carey. So yeah, by that time I had flown back to Germany, packed up all my stuff in Ireland, sold my car, got rid of most of my stuff, shipped a good few boxes to Jacob on post, flew to Germany, and we were staying in a hotel because we couldn't live together until we were married on post. So we got married. We got a copy of the marriage certificate, a colored copy, through email. Now, luckily, the Deer's office here accepted that, and we could apply for command sponsorship. Now, our command sponsorship, we were very lucky. It went through within a week. Now, a lot of people struggle with getting command sponsorship. It'll take them months and months. So you need command sponsorship to come and live with your spouse on a military post in Germany or overseas. So basically it says that, you are allowed to live here with them. And then you can get a house. So it took us probably from when we got married till we got a house, would have been maybe 2 weeks, not even, I'd say. So thank you to our friends Thailand and Sammy, who took us in and let us sleep in their living room on a blow-up mattress, and then their son Easton, who gave up his room for a couple days so we could sleep in there. And then we got an apartment. Now, luckily, with all that time in between, I was able to get all of our furniture pretty much already before we even got the apartment, which was super handy. So most of our furniture is off Facebook Marketplace. If you're interested in knowing what army housing looks like in Germany, again, video link down below, or just head over to my channel. But yes, so now we've been married 3 months and we're happy as can be. A lot of people rubbed me the wrong way in this process. So obviously we got married quick. Yes, we did. The question that I got was always, why are you getting married so quick? And we said, well, we love each other and it's what we feel is the right thing for us and we want to get married. And they're all like, well, don't you think it's a bit fast? And I'm like, well, some people get married after 10 years and get divorced within a year. And some people get married after a couple of days and they live happily ever after. There's no guarantee for either. So for us, it was the right decision. Another thing that really rubbed me the wrong way was people going, oh, you're only getting married because otherwise you can't live together or otherwise you can't be together. No, of course it played a part. We wanted to be together, but we wanted to be together as husband and wife because we love each other. we're in our late 20s. This is what we decided to do. You know, this is what we know is right for us. So I hated, and I still hate, and I'm doing it right now because I still feel the need to, which is kind of sad, to justify why we got married so quick. So if you know someone who's getting married real quick, you know, if you have legit concerns about the other person's character, you know, fair enough. But just kind of minimizing their love, I guess, or questioning their love is not going to get you anywhere. And it's going to rub them the wrong way. At least that's what it did for me. But yeah, we're happy out. And we got a dog since. His name is Earl. You saw him earlier in the video, I think. And yeah, that's our love story. So I hope you enjoyed our little sit down talk today. If you want to see more videos like this, videos on Army spouse life, life in Germany, fitness, etc., and make sure you follow me on Instagram @YetaCarrie. Also hit the like button on this video, subscribe button right down there, and the little notification bell as well. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye.